RC, how did the Stafford and the guys get it done?
Well, one, defensively, they made a ton of plays that gave them an opportunity to be in this game. But Matthew Stafford gives this team a confidence offensively where taking chances are not chances for this team. When you look at that throw late in the game and some of the footballs that he layered into coverage through the entire night, it's some of that fearlessness that we talked about with Jordan Love, but it's also with the understanding and the anticipation of exactly where to put the football that only gives his guy a chance or gives his guy a chance to attack the football. The only reason I believe in the Los Angeles Rams is because the guy quarterbacking this team, to me, is the best in the entire West.
Yeah, I thought the keeper game was huge for them. Those bootlegs that Sean McVay called. I think he called 11 of them yesterday. Matthew Stafford completed 10 of them. That's not something that you would say for a guy that's almost 40 years old and playing in what I think is 16th or 17th season, is getting him out on the perimeter. I thought it moved the pocket a ton. It gave him really clear throws. It gave him opportunities to take the shots that RC's talking about. Also, the Demarcus Robinson touchdowns, he had 2 of them yesterday. Go watch his releases at the line of scrimmage. At the line of scrimmage is when he wins that route on both of those occasions. And you guys know how I feel about the Rams. I think if the Rams stay healthy, they win that division, and they could beat anybody in that conference.
It's also 4 in 2 weeks for Robinson, and he's been making some huge plays for Matthew Stafford in the end zone.
Man, he looks like a go-to guy. Mina, I hate to do this to you, but what happened to the Seahawks?
No, it's okay. The offensive line happened. Same thing that happens so much of the time. I mean, I'm a broken record. You guys, we've been doing this show for 5 years, and how long have I been repeating this? Look, Geno Smith made a couple of mistakes. He said so after the game, but respectfully, this is impossible situation for quarterbacking, and it has been for some time. And the Rams' young defensive line played well, but I saw this stat that just took my breath away. Ben Solak posted this from Stats and Info. So far this year, the Seahawks have to gain an average of 8.9 yards on third down. That's not just the worst in the NFL. That's the worst of any offense since 1980.
Jeez.
Whoa.
You're going to blame Geno Smith for this? They can't run the ball. They can't pass protect him unless he gets that ball out quickly. And this has been an issue with Seattle for years now. At a certain point, you got to go to the front office and look at them, because this has been a consistent problem with this football team season after season after season.
Mina and I talked about this in Lock and Keys last week. We talked about the pressure that could be on Geno Smith, and we saw that throughout the entire game.
Bring in the new year, BMB. Man, I'm
Do you guys love it or what?
They know we the best athletes on the football field. We are blessed with the hand of God. BMB. We do this for the money.
Won't stop till I get me a bag.
I'ma name him Himothy Johnson III. Oh, that belly give us a little extra cushion. Scabini. BMBs for life. Yeah! Ride the pony, baby! Drinks on me, club on me. We be tired, but we be ballin'.
Man, I'm bad.
I get big with it, I get bad with it. I said big, bad. I said big, bad. Okay, we got to work. We got to work.
All right, I got 3 dudes.
Could have done that the rest of the show.
That was dope. First and foremost, when you score a touchdown, you're on BMB. So let's get to it. My man Trayvon Walker, speaking of Nick Sirianni, almost giving this damn thing away. I don't care about the call. All I care about is that a BMB picked the ball up and had situational awareness to say the ref has not blown the whistle. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to go score a touchdown. And that's exactly what he did. And he did it in a great fashion because he had to avoid some tackles, y'all. Look at this. Go into the traffic, which is bad. Get out of the traffic. And then when Jalen tries to come make a tackle, cut back. And then get in the end zone. That's what BMBs do because we super athletic. Next, I saw people destroy people all day, and I had put out a call. This is violence. This is Trey Hendrickson, who had 4 sacks. Yes, I'm tired because I've been dancing. But if you look at Trey Hendrickson play football, you will never know that the Cincinnati Bengals have lost this many games. It is not because of him. He stand out because we ball out. He put one dude to sleep and should be in the hospital. I hope he's okay. Last but not least. Did y'all see what Grover Stewart did to this guard last night?
Lord have mercy.
Very unfortunate. This is when you get in situations as Sam Darnold where you're supposed to hit the ground before he gets there. He caused the fumble, pick it up, and I know it didn't count, But Grover Stewart, you should not do this to grown folks, man. You should not be able to do this, but this is what BMBs do. We get frustrated, we get mad when our offense is not scoring points, so we go out there and we decide to destroy somebody. BMBs, it is low-carb season, fellas. It's time to get right, and that's what we doing. I'm big, and I'm bad.
Why,
Get
Grover?
RC.
Why big and I'm bad? I say get big with it. Yeah. I said get bad with it. Yeah. I said big and bad.
All right.
I said, okay, we
I
back.
can't move off of that because
We
it's
back.
just so good. And
Why Grover Stewart face mask so close to his face, though?
I don't know. It
He got
was
a big
smushing him.
face.
Jordan Love struggled against the Lions blitz, continuing a season-long trend. He was 3 of 10 for 24 yards with an interception against the blitz on Sunday. He now has 5 interceptions against the blitz this season, most in the NFL. Only Will Levis and Deshaun Watson have a worse QBR. You got that.
Can I make a
RC?
statement?
Yeah. Go real. Yeah. What?
I got to ask Dan this.
Okay, go.
D.O., early Josh Allen.
Ooh.
Spot on.
That is.
Boom.
That's what I thought watching it yesterday. Go ahead. Go ahead, Boogie.
Kind of that YOLO ball that at times can get you.
Yeah.
RC, what do you
he
think?
trending towards me being on his ass about these interceptions. I'm just telling you.
Watch out, Jordan.
Go ahead, Boogie.
What went wrong for him in your mind?
I mean, it's exactly what Marcus is talking about. He has this tantalizing ability to be fearless, but sometimes not having that fear doesn't make him as conscious of protecting the football as he should be. And when you carry the entire team's hopes and dreams in your hand, you have to be protective of the ball. And on the other side of that, there were some opportunities that he had to wide receivers that were dropped yesterday. I can remember 2 that were clearly dropped by Dontavian Wicks. But you go back to the Los Angeles Rams. He throws the pick 6 to avoid the safety. Here, the interception to Kirby Joseph. As much as his fearlessness can keep you in the game, he's played his team out of some games with some careless mistakes with the football.
Reckless versus aggressive. That's where Jordan Love is right now. I love how aggressive a player is. You guys have heard me talk about that. Right now, he's reckless with the football 1 to 2 times a game. And that's going to have to go away. If that pick 6, the thing that has to concern Matt LaFleur, and I've said this, guys, it's the greatest challenge in Matt LaFleur's career, getting those plays out of him. The downside is that play looks exactly like the one that we saw a couple weeks to a month ago against the Los Angeles Rams. It is him bailing out deep to his right, essentially getting dragged down to the ground and just floating the ball away. That's not YOLO. That's panic. That's panic. And when is he going to get that out of his game? Because I love Jordan Love's game. Can't win a Super Bowl with that. Can't.
Yeah.
I think he's on the verge of being a superstar. I'll never get there without that. Now, the encouraging thing, Marcus, to your question, is can you coach that out of him? Of course you can. You just we've watched Josh Allen get it coached out of him. Exactly. So
right now,
you know, I love the young man's aggressive play, and you can't win a Super Bowl without his aggressive play. But that play right there, last thing I'll say is this. When I was a young player, Gary Kubiak said something to me that changed the way I looked at quarterback play forever. He said, I need you to understand, every time you have that ball in your hand, it's not only your job, but everybody else's that you hold in there. Once Jordan Love really understands that, then that 1 or 2 plays a game, that'll go away.
Man, I love that Allen comp because we haven't talked about that game. What a mature, calm performance from Josh Allen this weekend. And for a young quarterback like Jordan Love, that's where you want to get to. You guys have hit everything I wanted to say about the quarterback, so I'm going to go back to RC. You talked about the drops. They actually had 5 in this game. They have 20 on the season. Do you know how many drops the Detroit Lions have this year? 1 on the entire season. And I feel like, to me, that stat captures kind of the difference between where these teams are, which is to say, it's not just about the young receivers. Some of those drops also have to do with Jordan Love attempting difficult throws downfield, but it is also about the receivers and sort of the maturation, of the Detroit Lions versus this football team. They just look like teams in 2 different places. I'm still very high on the Packers, but it feels like they're still behind the Lions in terms of like where they are as a football team right now.
He's averaging 303 passing yards per game on Monday night in his career. That is second most in the NFL, behind only Drew Brees. And been pretty interesting talking to the Bucs this week and how they plan to defend Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce in that connection. Todd Bowles saying you absolutely cannot let Patrick Mahomes start running to his right, which would be, of course, the defense's left. That's when he gets in his zone. That's when he gets so comfortable. And he said one thing that they've noticed, which other defenses have noticed this as well, once Mahomes takes like 2 steps to his right, Kelce just gets in the middle of the field. He just gets there. He starts getting creative. He said it's that creativity that is so difficult to defend, but they're going to do everything they can to try to create walls around the pocket and keep Mahomes in there as much as possible. Still giving a ton of credit to what this Chiefs offense can do, and look for that as you see.
Hey,
Mahomes.
Laura.
Yeah.
People at home, I don't know if you realize what just happened. Laura just went from hosting the show to bringing herself on as a sideline reporter for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and doing that job as well. And now she finna switch back to being the host of NFL Live. Just in case y'all missed that.
Thank you. We're going to do a little switch back.
Don't ride the whip, Boogie.
Mina, give us something specific to watch for tonight.
I'd be just laughing thinking about college Patrick Mahomes who threw for 734 yards, watching this version of Patrick Mahomes who's just throwing for like 5 yards or attempt. There's going to be a day where the Chiefs offense is going to have to be different from what we've seen, which is they run the ball, they throw to their tight ends, they do not throw the ball down the field. Today is not one of those days, my friends, because this Bucs defense cannot stop any of those things. They are 31st in EPA per play against the run. They are 32nd against tight ends. They are in the bottom 3 on short passes as well. There is zero reason for the Chiefs to change their identity offensively, and I suspect they will have a lot of success today.
Yeah, one of the big things that I think Tampa Bay's defense has struggled with this year is that second level of their defense in coverage. They either are too deep in the underneath stuff or too short when they're trying to, as an offense, get behind them. I want to see Hop exploit that. I was actually really encouraged with DeAndre Hopkins' addition last week. There was a lot of like the 3-level concepts that Kansas City loves to run where he's the corner route runner and he's either running it to the sideline or sitting right at the numbers because he sees that flat defender and he wants to be friendly in the soft spot of the zone. I thought 3 times there was a really good connection between him and Patrick Mahomes in regards to that. I want to see more of that when it comes to tonight's performance, working that second level right at the top of those numbers in between the hash and numbers and him having a ton of success doing that.
I agree with you, Dan. I want to see the progression of D-Hop inside of this offense where they continue to place Travis Kelce as he seems to be moving back to the priority when you look at the pass catchers of this team. And when does Xavier Worthy start to exploit defenses in the deep part of the field because of what a guy like D-Hop and Travis Kelce can do from short to intermediate?
I thought I just heard Mina. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you heard Minute.
First of all, it's beautiful that DeAndre is here. That's number one. I'm going to the other side of the ball because these are the sneaky moves that the Chiefs have been making year in and year out since we started this show that usually ends up championship piece, and that's Uche coming over from the Patriots. You think about Chris Jones and his effect and the gravitational pull that he has, and this is not yet another guy that can get after the passer in one-on-one situations. Uche will have more one-on-ones than he ever could imagine in his life playing on this D-line. But look at these moves, y'all, and think about the impact that these guys have had on championship seasons for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this is another one of those under-the-radar, big-time moves by the Kansas City Chiefs. I want to see what type of impact he has tonight.